So it's quite a new club.
Yeah,
We brought it back to life.
Yeah.
I think it was dormant for like a few years, and then Melissa just revamped it.
Because there was
this year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Enough of us.
So
Yeah.
let me tell you what we're going to try to do today. And normally, like whenever I come up with these ideas, they are great until you actually try to work out how do you do them.
Yeah.
And we all agreed this was a great idea when we were talking about it with Cantor. And partly it was because, like, you know how like university, the difference of opinion or anyone that's different, it's basically like a public screaming match.
Yeah.
Where no one actually talks to each other, and everyone's kind of nervous to talk to each other. And we're like, man, the best of university is when you can actually have, in one sense, you have people with different opinions who do debates, and that's fine. But then there's this other thing where you even have people who have difference of opinion who sit down and in a civilized way, acknowledge that maybe we're all humans somehow, and you know, like
we can have actual debate. Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea. Everyone agreed this is just a fantastic idea, except when you start inviting people to take part, because no one wants to take part in this idea. So,
have you asked any approached any other clubs or?
So, as I was going through the matchups, in some ways, lots of the really interesting clubs no longer don't exist as much. So, like, what you want, right? I'd love to have the Marxists sitting down with the ACT Party and we're having a conversation. That's what I'd love to do. But the Marxist Party's sort of a little bit defunct, and the ACT Party's sort of a bit defunct, and it's hard to. So you need a first conversation that you get to experiment to go, does this work?
Yeah, yeah.
And then to go, hey guys, we treated them nice. We're not actually trying to set anyone up. Like, because Canada probably people get a little nervous.
No, I can totally understand.
So we're the guinea pigs?
Yeah, you're the guinea pigs.
Oh my god, that's so hilarious. The vegans and the hunters is first. That's great.
That's
well,
okay.
It's because
I like it.
A lot of the other matchups, there's too much heat. So you've got to like really start to bring like trust.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I'm not sure how we're going to do it. Because like you're talking about not lots of words. Like it's probably only 800 words, which isn't a lot. My dream is that you have, you know, those actually dialogue ones when you see the bold and it's actually genuine like exchange. So it'd have to be sort of the best excerpt and maybe edited a bit to make it make sense.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, which we'll keep a little on the down low, I'm sure it's not a big deal. But you guys were like, yeah, that's cool. Huntsock were like, we'll have to decline your offer. So I was like, oh man, that's when I said to the editor, I was like, this isn't a go.
Elliot is from the committee, remember?
But
it's on the down.
He is on the
Or was
committee.
it just hard to get the actual execs, not actual hunters?
Well, what happens is
Elliot's
everyone goes to their exec and says, should we do it? So no one feels free enough to put their own voice into it. So they go to the exec, and everyone in the end decides no, because everyone's like wildly risk averse. That's how humans are nowadays. So it's sad.
Yeah.
But, so what we've kind of got with these guys are hunters, and both members of Hunt Sock.
Yes.
But you're not speaking on behalf of Hunt Sock. It'll be more like passionate members of Hunt Sock.
That's cool.
That's the only way to get
really.
through it, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that I don't guess Hunt Sock won't be the kind of people that really care.
They won't care. The only reason they wouldn't come to this to begin with is because they won't care.
They don't want to affiliate the club, which is understandable.
I don't even think.
It's not even about the club.
It's not even the club. They're just like,
They'd just rather not.
Yeah, they're just like.
Well, I think that's the other thing is whenever you have two different groups, one often does have something that they're wanting to prove. You know, they're like and the others are like, why would I want to be? Why would I want to be in part? Why would I want to take part in this?
I don't want to talk to a vegan.
I don't want to talk to a vegan. What is
Nothing to gain.
Yeah. So I genuinely think. So part of what sells it is it does look like it's confrontational, so people will be interested in reading it. So that's good for that creates interest. But it's actually like saying, can we find any common ground? Or can we try to understand the other person at all? Or whatever. So it's like not debatey, and hopefully that people go, actually, this is okay.
I think in some ways, then it will kind of create a more positive response and idea of both sides, won't it? People read it
try
and
and get
think,
more clubs. People
imagine that. That's
sure.
the thing. Imagine where you can
also
sit down with people you disagree with. And go,
for sure, yeah. I mean, being a philosophy student, that's the thing I hate most. When people are just like, oh, I just don't want to get into this at the moment, or I mean, I understand that if you're at a restaurant and you're debating with a waiter or something, that's fucking stupid. But not wanting to sit down and actually, confront your views and have intelligent conversation with other people. You know, it's just like, yeah.
I think
How are you gonna
there's
learn?
also a little thing creeping in that a few, I think some of the older politicians and academics are seeing, where younger people say they need safe space, and when they say what does safe space mean, it means where no one
Can express
offers
their-
any view that offends me,
Yeah,
and so they're going, well,
You like those?
that's
I
the thing.
understand that safe space, but it's not needed for freedom of anything.
Yeah. Can I just say off the record, so don't include this? That's kind of the problem that I have with Beanstalk. I don't go to many of their events because, yeah, I mean, often you kind of have to like stifle putting up your hand because, yeah, especially in philosophy, we're very aggressive with our thoughts and opinions. you know,
Well,
and
I
our
would
arguments.
love, the thing that kind of tripped me off doing this is like, I would love to have Insoc and Insoc,
Oh, that'd be
Friends
awesome.
or like the gentleman's club.
Hey, can you imagine that?
right? Don't
Yeah.
don't set me up so that never happens. Right? I'm hoping
No.
to woo them into it, but I
Mhm.
realised when it was just hard to even get Huntsock and get like a vegetarian study. I was like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah, man.
okay. It's going to be a challenge. Like build trust. That's what I'm working on.
Alright.
So I have like a couple of questions,
Cool.
and I can run everything past. Like once it's done, I can run it all past because it will have to be synthesised. in,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we'll have to
weird
edit out
ways.
stuff.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
I'll make it, but I'm not trying to screw one over in that. Like, do you just like want to really briefly like introduce yourself in terms of like you and your involvement in your pursuit or in your passion? Like in terms of what do you think would be helpful for the other person to know in terms of who they're talking to? You can start if you like.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm Asher. As I said before, I'm vice president of VCUC, and I study philosophy, especially in things like ethics and stuff. So I'm super interested in that. And yeah, and we said before as well, like VCUC, we pretty much offer more of a social aspect for vegetarians and vegans on campus. So we're not as into organising activist events. However, you know, we're not going to exclude ourselves from that when things arise. You know, it's just more of a social club. We meet up and do things like potlucks and yeah, go to restaurants together.
Cool, that's good. Anything?
I'm Bonnie, and yeah, same.
I'm
diff.
Bonnie and Sam.
I'm Bonnie and same diff. I haven't been
And-
vegan for like my entire life, like he has.
So you were brought up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it like almost like a yearish ago. So real recent.
Were you vegetarian before that, or just?
I went vegetarian when I moved over to Copenhagen a couple of years ago, and I went vegetarian then, and then I moved back to New Zealand. I went vegan. That was the start of like January, not the one that just been, but the one before. So we're all pretty recent.
Have you never had meat, Asher?
Never. All dairy.
How's he go?
Or dairy?
Yeah, as you
Wow.
can see, I'm crippling protein deficiency and can barely move. Yeah, no,
So
it's,
No, that's pretty epic though. I don't know.
That's
I don't
insane,
know.
isn't
it? Yeah.
You
It's
don't have
amazing.
wheelchair access. So
yeah, I know.
when we found out, when he's like, oh, I've been vegan my whole life, everyone's like, what? Like a whole lifetime vegan?
Yeah.
I know.
His
Yeah.
family is very well known in the community.
Oh,
Yeah.
in the vegan scene.
Yeah, my mum's like the president of CBC, Christchurch Vegetarian Centre. But yeah,
Full blown.
Man.
yeah, I'm like vegan royalty.
So do you still get that, like, if you smell bacon at a cafe?
Oh, I
do you
mean,
get a strong craving? Or just
Has
not?
it ever smelled
I
good?
guess you can include that. Yeah, I get it. I get that meat tastes good, and yes, it smells good. But to me, it's kind of like, I mean, I don't want to form, you know, a moral opinion based on, you know, my own inclinations. I'd rather, you know, kind of objectively say, you know, well, it's like you could say the same in the case of humans. What if like babies tasted really, really
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
and you're just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
why not try this baby sandwich? And I was just like, well, you know, this
I
is
mean,
not-
they
I
used
don't mind that.
to.
Yeah, even if
edible.
it tastes really good.
Well, I think you're going to be good talk about this. I can see this is going to get deep very quickly.
What made you want to switch over? Because you haven't done it your whole life.
I went to volunteer for SAFE. Do you guys know that group? Just like Save Animals Against Exploitation.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
group.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was like, oh, you know, I really love animals. I want to help animals and things like that. And then I went to a dinner, and it was like a vegetarian place, and I was like, why the fuck are they vegetarians? And I was really confused. And then I learned that, like, because I thought we'd be like going in and like breaking down pounds that are treating dogs cruelly and like, you know, signing petitions and doing all this stuff. And I was like, oh, you know, really helping animals. They're like, no, the easiest way is just like stop eating them. And then I was like, what? And I didn't understand for ages. And then it took a few months for me to actually sort of like conceptualize it. And then I was like, yeah, I sort of feel like a bit of a hypocrite being like, oh, I love animals so much, but then I'm like eating a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean,
and so that was
animal
pretty much
activists
it.
are already classified as terrorists by the New Zealand government, so like, we don't want to
Why?
make ourselves even any worse, just because of like, you know, sometimes people go and like,
Oh,
you know,
they'll break for it,
break into and rescue caged chickens or whatever. So yeah, we don't want to make it any worse.
You do.
I had friends that tried to do it. He was trying to impress a girl,
Yeah.
so he tried to bust chickens out. They couldn't find any chickens.
Oh.
So it's sort of this terrible game.
Yeah.
So I sort of had to be like educated / pushed into it, so I just didn't really think about it at all.
I definitely think that, for me at least, the way I've seen it is to make the biggest change, even though to the person that's, you know, doing it, it feels like you're doing the most when you're actually going in there and, you know, as you said, like, break down, but the best way you can make change is to make yourselves, you know, like, actually seem like normal people and not the whole, you know, how do you tell that someone's a vegan? Because, you know, they'll say it to you when they meet you kind of person. You know, we want to make ourselves actually not weird and not pseudoscience and everything like that.
Do you, and that is part, like, that must be something you've grown up with all your life, is a
for
feeling
sure.
like there is this sort of stigmatizing of the way that vegans go on about it. You know, it's like a
There
secular,
is,
you know,
yeah.
that does create this cloud around your own identity, right? Like,
Yeah, well, there definitely is a stigma, and I'm not going to say that there's no reason for it,
Oh, God,
because,
there's such a
yeah,
reason.
there's a lot of people are into, like, I mean, I think it's with any fringe community, it will attract a lot of, like, kind of outliers and extremists and things like that, so you pretty much... Yeah, it's also very easy for people on the outside to judge an entire community by the few extremists on the inside. So yeah, you really want to kind of like promote the image that no, we're not all fucking crazy, you know.
That's a good insight, actually.
Yeah, man.
What about you guys? How do you want to introduce yourself?
So my name's Joel. Things you'd probably know about me is that me and Elliot actually hunt together, so we're hunting buddies. And my wife was a vegetarian for like 4 or 5 years.
Oh wow.
Before she met me. No, I met her when she still was a vegetarian. But for her, her main reason was from like an environmental point of view, rather than not that. Well, maybe you guys might think we were all horrible. I don't think you would think we were horrible. But as in, she wasn't like, I'm doing this to save the animals.
Yeah, no, people always have
no, fair
different
enough.
reasons, yeah.
Not strict
Yeah.
reasons.
So she was big on that sort of thing, and she still is. So like we've got a hope maybe once I'm a good hunter. See, because the truth is that we spend a lot more time walking in the hills, looking at the mountains than we do looking at hills.
Well, I've always found that hunters especially always have a lot more of a focus on the environmental side of it. So I mean, if you're talking about the environmental side of it, you know, you're probably creating a much better difference than just people who are going to the supermarket and buy.
Yeah.
things
Right.
from
You just
places
kind of don't
like
have a choice, to be honest, because
Yeah.
you don't see animals 99% of the time.
No, not
So
anymore.
you have to keep yourself preoccupied.
Yeah. If you can't enjoy tramping,
Yeah.
then you're not going to enjoy hunting.
No.
Unless you're the sort of guy who's got so much money that you can get paid to fly up in a helicopter and shoot stuff over.
Yeah.
Neither of us are into that, Like,
No, or
No,
you
fair
get
enough.
into that real quick.
No cease of the lion hunters.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah, I've heard that like
So-
fishing as well. It's like a lot of the time it's not just
Catch
to
and
get the
release
fish,
instead.
it's like because you want to go out and just be there
Yeah.
in nature.
With
That's
your
like
mates and
a
stuff.
lot of
Yeah.
it as well.
I have heaps of friends that do fly fishing that just catch and release, like might keep one out of every 5 or 6 fish.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
so I think that's the most important thing. So I don't want to give off the impression that I enjoy killing anything, because that is not the case.
And even if you want to, you seem to have struggled to do that.
Oh, that's right. That's true. We have we got something on our last trip, but no, that's right. We do. There are plenty of trips where we'll go out and we won't see anything, or we'll see stuff and they'll still outsmart us, which is embarrassing because we do like the ultimate hunting. But so yeah, that's probably that's pretty much me. I think anyway.
I'm Elliot. Second year uni. I grew up in a pretty standard home where we ate omnivore stuff, but like until I was at 10, my mum decided that she wanted to start cooking vegetarian.
Yeah.
And so she went to these courses, and then after about a month, we like protested so hard because she stuck to it. And
Yeah, you
and then
gotta
I
get
had
good
this,
at it.
and then I had this thought, oh, strong vegetarian stigma, like that all food that was solely vegetables was absolutely disgusting. And then I didn't change my viewpoint until high school, where I realised, oh yeah, I actually do like vegetarian. And even in flatting now, I like really enjoy vegetarian meals and stuff, because it's just good to feel a little bit more green and healthy inside. Oh, yeah, it's good. But in respect to hunting, I picked it up when I was 15, and I went out with this guy onto this property, and we didn't see a thing. But I just loved it, walking out there with the prospect and it just hooked me, and I did it all through high school, senior years, and got reasonably good at it, and learnt more and more about Doc and how they're terrible people, and
Yeah.
and you kind of
They do their best.
form your own opinions. They try.
They're run by a lot of like kind of old white people.
Yeah. So you form your own opinions around them, which we can probably get into.
Yeah.
But essentially, I'm just in it for the enjoyment of the, it's something that keeps me happy, and
Would it be better to say that we enjoy the hunt more than killing?
killing. To be honest, like when you kill an animal, you're just not 100% happy. Like, oh, I just killed an animal, but like it's more the kind of tradition and.
Yeah, it's a success.
It's successful and
it's quite primal, I guess.
when
There's a
it's
huge
very
adrenaline
primal.
rush.
Yeah. And then when you do finally get home and you've sorted it all out and you see your full freezer or something you did all by yourself. It's super satisfying and super
Yeah, I think what's really good as well is you guys have just both admitted that you're like, yeah, I just really enjoy like the experience